Aside from onugbo, oha, egusi, vegetable soup, there is also another type of soup that you can make, and that is Uzizasoup. They also call it ofe funanya, lover's soup. So guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's make this soup together. These are the ingredients that we're going to be using. I already boiled my cow leg, so it's already prepared and it's done. We have achi, we have oil, we have dry fish, pepper, onion, seasoning cube, crayfish, and ogiri. So these are the ingredients, and then the chief ingredient, which is uziza leaves. Now over to the pot, we're going to be adding that meat. Because that meat is already done and it's already cooked, there is no need for me to start cooking meat. It's just to like add it up and then begin the cooking process. Like this, it doesn't normally take time for you to be done cooking. So now I'm just going to add the pepper and the onions. You can decide to skip onions. Some people don't like using onions to make soup, and that is completely okay. Now you're just going to add, afterwards we'll add the dry fish. You're just going to add in everything at once, because our meat is basically done and you want to start cooking already. For seasoning, we're going to be using seasoning cube, and we are going to be using salt as well. Personally, I feel Uzizasoup, I think, is also one of the fastest soup that you can make, because you don't need to start pounding ede or something. That is if you're not using ede for it, but I think also it is also a very, very yummy soup that you're like, I love the flavor. But anyway, continue still on the cooking process. We are going to just stir everything together and then we cover. Now over to the oil, we're going to add that achi inside the oil and dissolve it. You make sure you dissolve it so it doesn't end up lumpy inside your soup. You will not want it to be that way at all. So be patient, take your time and dissolve it completely. Once you are sure that is done, we are now going to now pour it into our boiling stock. Remember, you are going to also, I forgot to mention, you're going to also add the much water you're going to need to prepare the soup. Pouring the oil inside your pot, you want to use spatula to scoop out any drop of oil on that plate, because you cannot be wasting any oil. Even if it's one drop, it is important. So once you added the oil, cover and allow it to boil. Once it's boiled completely, you might think that maybe as you're seeing it like this, it's going to be watery. Don't be deceived, sha. Anyway, add your ogiri. Ogiri is not really necessary, but if you love ogiri in your soups, you can also add that as well, or you can add upenyi. Any of those can serve. So if you're looking at it like this, you might think, oh, it's runny or it's watery. Wait until it cools down. You're going to be shocked at how it's just going to just squeeze face like that and just cuddle up, like, you know, the way you make pap and then you leave pap for some time, it turns into agidi. That is how it will end up once if it's thick and it's still on fire and it's thick. So just leave it. This consistency is just perfect. Just leave it like that and allow everything to keep simmering on fire. So showing you guys how it is, like adding water. I had to mix another achi inside water because I needed to top up the quantity of the soup. So you see, once you add the water, you see how it is. That is how your soup is going to be if it is thick while on fire and then it cools down. It is just going to just form up and cuddle up like too much like that. So anyway, I'm just going to add this thing, this mixture inside my soup and make it more slurry, because I added more water while the camera was off. So just to increase the quantity, because because it was smaller, the quantity was small, so I just needed to top up and then balance it up. So all you're just going to do is just be patient and allow everything to just cook together. And while it's cooking, you add your crayfish. You can add any other thing. Check for seasoning if you need to balance up and all that. We are going to allow it to still be boiling until those foamy parts disappear completely. Once it goes off, then you know that your soup is ready and can add the uziza. I must tell you though, uziza leaf, if you buy the original one, uziza leaf tends to be spicy. So if you are adding, you make sure that if you cannot take the quantity of oil, you make sure that the quantity of pepper you are putting is also commiserate to the Uziza, because you might just add enough pepper with the pepper you added, and then adding the Uziza might make it a little bit more spicy. So I'll just tell you to control the pepper. I just added just a little bit of Uziza seed. It wasn't really necessary though, but I just added it because I love the flavor of Uziza. So I needed a stronger, because the dry ones tends to have stronger flavors than the leaf. But anyway, over to the soup. You can see that those foamy parts are almost disappearing, and that is to tell us that our soup is almost ready. Now we're going to finalize and add our Uziza leaves. This is your chief ingredient. This is the main ingredient of your soup. This is the star of your soup. So you add your Uziza leaf and then stir to combine, stir completely, and then allow it to cook for at least 5 to 7 minutes. Uziza can be difficult to cook, so allow it to just cook for about 5 to 7 minutes, maximum 10 minutes, and then you turn off the gas. I must reiterate again, don't think to yourself, this soup is too runny, let me just make it thicken up a bit. You are going to regret that decision. So I must tell you, allow your soup to cool down completely, and you are going to just love that you were so patient and you listened to your intuition. Always listen to your intuition when you are cooking. But anyway, that is it for this recipe, and I hope you enjoy this recipe. I hope you're going to be making it also for your loved ones, and you can also try to incorporate this soup in your, not every time oha or nubo and the rest. So just try and switch it up a bit and enjoy. Anyway, what we're going to be doing now is to just dish it up in a plate, and you can see how it is already formed up well when it's cooled down. Now if you watched up to this point, just take one more for yourself and enjoy, because you are the real MVP. Like you have a special place in my heart. Just carry that soft bomb that you're seeing and enjoy. Always come back for more, guys. I love you. You are special to me. Anyway, see you guys in my next video. Bye.